And it's going! It's going! It's going! It's a home run for the enlightened one! Oh yeah, baby! It's wrestling with the paranormal! Let's go!
Welcome everyone to Wrestling with the Paranormal. That enlightened one, he's a charismatic son of a bitch. You know, that's probably the best intro he's ever done.
Yeah, absolutely. It also sounds like he's got a bit of cold. Is he a bit under the weather?
I think he has a bit of the parasitic flu. I also have a bit of a cold, so if you see me with the napkin, don't look. Just look away. There's going to be some plasma coming out of my nose. So anyways, I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm a gingered up paranormal son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry, damn it.
Sweet. And of course, I am the magician, and this is the Paranormal Show made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans.
And what do we got on the show today?
Well, we've got some effing Galaxy news. We've also got the Vault. We've also got a favourite segment of ours called Bull or Truth. And then we're going to talk about, as you can see at the bottom, some giant spiders.
Now, are you afraid of spiders?
I don't mind spiders at all, but when they're like bigger than you, then you actually start to ask questions.
Okay, snakes or spiders? What's scarier?
Snakes.
So, interestingly enough, in the Congo, there's also giant snakes.
Yes, I'm aware of this, and this reason I don't want to visit there.
We did this on a prior episode from the Congo. What's with the Congo and giant things?
I have no idea. We're about to find out.
I don't know. So I guess it's time is it time for
the effing?
And we're
well, so we obviously this is the part of the show where we talk about what's been going on in the effing galaxy. So we've got plenty of news, and we're going to end with some positive news. But first off, the Owen Hart tournament will return next year. Now, obviously, a lot of people wasn't a big fan of the first one. Are we a fan of Are we looking forward to this one?
I don't care what anyone says. The fact that Owen is honored like this is just so flippin' cool. Like, obviously, you know, I wasn't so fan of like the brackets or whatnot, but it's still so cool to have Owen honored and those Owen belts. We actually have one of those belts changed up a bit into our North American title in AFW.
That is true. Also, AFW Prediction League, which we'll get to at the end. But yeah, I mean, obviously,
are you on Wreckage or are you on Mayhem?
Do you know what? I have no idea. Which one's Benji? I have no idea.
Oh, you are on Wreckage.
Yes, I am.
You know what you need? You need a Wreckage t-shirt to remind you what show you're on.
Yeah, I probably do actually. I mean, I've already started to nearly miss some shows this year. So, you know.
Now, would you get the black Wreckage shirt or the blue Wreckage shirt? I'm just trying to see if I can read your mind here.
Go ahead. Which one do you think?
I'm thinking you're getting the blue one.
No, I actually get the black one.
Oh.
I
have the blue one. I just love it. It's like one of those great shirts to just lounge around in. Yeah. And I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to sell shirts. I just love that shirt.
Oh dear. But yeah, obviously moving back to obviously the Owen Hart thing. I mean, as you just mentioned there, I mean, to obviously pay a tribute to him, I mean, his life was sadly cut short. I mean, if you've seen Dark Side of the Ring, you know exactly the whole story with that. But yeah, it's coming back in 2023. Will it would be a matter of defending the titles? We do not know. We shall see.
Oh, I forgot to show you guys something here. See, I didn't load it up, but let me see if I can get it. We have a new shirt for Adrian Adonis.
Yes, we do.
So if we can see that. He's flipping the bird. It says adorable Adrian Adonis. It's in the yellow. Can't really see him flipping the bird too well, but there you go.
There we go. That's better. That's a lot better. And where can they find that?
They can find that at Pro Wrestling Tees / Adrian Adonis.
Trying to do some JP thing there.
I like it. I like saying it that way.
Adrian Adonis. Oh, yes, absolutely. So we'll move on to obviously our next story. Now we're talking about this a little bit earlier through the week, which is Tony Khan discusses stripping Thunder Rosa of the title. I get that wrestlers are obviously injured and stuff like that, but she's been injured for a while. Is this overdue, in your opinion?
Okay, so this is good for establishing what the rules are of the interim title.
Yep.
Interim title. Obviously, I'm not sure how long CM Punk was gone before he came back. Was it 2 months?
Around that, yes.
So I think setting the interim title at 2 months would probably be the best way to do it. After that 2 months, the interim title now turns into the legit title.
Yeah, I mean,
with the whole reign being not interim, like you can just erase the story of it being interim.
Yeah. Do you think that obviously? I mean, obviously she's been injured for a while. Should this have been done sooner? I mean, he's discussed it, but it's not actually official.
Well, I think he's in a tough position. And I think this is good to establish what he's going to do going forward, because it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
So I think with the interim title, I think people are going to take advantage of that. It's like, well, I don't have to drop the belt. Right? Shawn Michaels wouldn't have had to give up his title because he lost his smile. He could have said, well, you can make Bret Hart the interim champion.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I mean, we shall definitely see, but I do kind of feel she might make an appearance at Full Gear, which is obviously this Saturday, but we shall see. Who knows?
Hey, welcome, noob. It's good to see you. How are you doing this fine Friday?
You know, I absolutely love Noob. I mean, he tweets us every single day. I don't respond to him, but I do read them all, and I just think he's an absolutely great guy.
Well, try to like them at least. Try to like those.
I will. I will promise to try and like more than the tweets. So, next story is now, obviously, Triple H has obviously been in charge now for a good few months. Now he's obviously brought back a lot of wrestlers, 15 to be a total. I'm just going to run through them pretty quick. B-Fab, Ashante Adonis, Top Dollar, Dakota Kai, Dexter Lumis, Karrion Kross, Scarlett, Johnny Gargano, Braun Strowman, Candice LeRae, Bray Wyatt, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Emma, and most recently, Mia Yim. So there's a nice little range of little wrestlers there. I mean, what do you think?
I think that, a lot of those guys are NXT guys that he was legit friends with.
Yeah.
Like Dexter Lumis and all those guys. Like they were Johnny Gargano. Those were all his boys.
Yep, absolutely.
And they went straight to the main roster. They shouldn't have been here to begin with. But I'm running this thing. I'm getting my own guys. So, but wouldn't you do that too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's wrestlers, right?
You're like, Aaron, I'm calling you up.
Yeah. We're getting the band back together.
Yeah. Who would you bring of those guys?
Yep.
Because they were all rehired. Would you have brought any of those guys to AEW? Or one
Possibly.
guy. Who would you bring from that group to AEW?
It wouldn't be a guy. It would probably be a woman. I would say that Dakota Kai. I really think that she is a great wrestler. I think she would boost the women's division. And yeah, I think that's probably. I think she's a great, probably underrated in my opinion. What about you?
Noob says, I get the feeling Kairi Zane is next mostly because of Damage Control and Io Sky. Because somebody has to help Asuka.
That is true. I mean, we shall definitely see on that one. But what about you? Who would you obviously take to AEW if you could?
Top Dollar.
Really? Why? Out of all the obviously big names here, why that one?
Well, because I think he's a great wrestler. He's underutilized. I think you could easily put him in there with Swerve and they would kick ass.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. Who would you, out of all those, who would you actually avoid? Or would you think, no, not for me?
Hold on, let's see. This is a paranormal show.
We've got to keep it mixed.
So we're gonna do some mind telepathy here. We have not discussed this prior.
No, we haven't.
So you're gonna read my mind and tell me which wrestler I would absolutely not hire from that.
I'm gonna say, because I think the same person is Braun Strowman.
Holy shit! He's
am I right?
Whoa. Wow, that was amazing. How you did that, I do not know.
They call me the magician for nothing.
That's right. Yeah, Braun Strowman, he's the guy I would have avoided. I don't see Bray Wyatt working in AEW for some reason.
No, I think all these reports saying will he go to AEW or Impact, I think we all knew he would go back to WWE, even though I personally feel his booking is not even the best. But
if there was no Malachi Black in AEW, you could do what's his real name?
Wyndham?
Yeah, Wyndham Rotunda.
Mm-hmm.
You could do a Wyndham Rotunda character if there's no Malachi Black, but I feel with the House of Black, that's redundant.
Yeah, do you think it have like that clash in a way?
Yeah, you can't have two types of characters like that. I think it's taken up by the House of Black, and you can't have him a part of the House of Black because then his character isn't big enough and doesn't, you know.
Yeah. I think well said there. I mean, nothing to add on that one for me. So we'll move along now. Obviously, the big name which has been in the wrestling thing for the past few months is obviously CM Punk. Now, apparently, I mean, I've not seen this, so you maybe can help me on this one. Tony Khan talks only nice things about Punk.
Yeah, he was just saying as far as CM Punk's time in AEW, he has nothing but good things to say about what he's done in AEW and what he's added to AEW. So I don't know if he's ready to let go of CM Punk yet.
Thing is, though, if Punk does actually come back to AEW, will it upset the locker room a little bit? I mean, I personally think it would.
Well, I think he's got friends there though. He's not the outcast guy. Like FTR's friends and different guys are his friends. So it's not like it's him versus the whole locker room.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably on point there, but the amount of reports what people's been saying that obviously his time's done, he's doing this, he's doing that. I mean,
someone's saying that Meltzer said he was voted off the boat. You remember that?
With Meltzer, I never read things because I think he's just
I think this is personal for him.
Do you think?
Yeah, so he's saying all these things that are like against Punk, but obviously Tony Khan cannot confirm that if he's talking good stuff about Punk, right?
Well, yeah. What do you think the future holds for Punk? Do you think he'll come back to AEW? Do you think he'll go? Do you think he'll retire from wrestling? What do you think?
Well, I think this is my thoughts on Punk is Tony Khan does not want to give up on this asset. I think he's working on a way to build a bridge. I don't think Tony Khan wants to give up on this asset because this is still a huge asset.
Yeah.
So if he can fix this problem and AEW comes out ahead with Punk, it's better.
Yeah. But
like, I don't like the approach that CM Punk is toxic, blah, 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 blah. I like to think of people as assets, and what he is, he's still an asset.
Yeah.
Like, for him to get released, goes to WWE, they're going to get killed in the ratings. Like, that's a bad thing to happen.
So you think if obviously Punk like basically leaves AEW on any terms, you think it'll take a big hit to the company?
Oh, absolutely. And like then he could go on the air and talk shit about AEW, right?
Which just seems to be a common thing these days.
So to keep him on your team is a good thing. And I don't think there's any ill feelings towards Punk and Tony Khan.
No, I think it's just more.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, to be quite honest. There's definitely something there, but hopefully this whole situation does resolve before the year's out. But until we obviously hear things, we don't know, unfortunately.
Let's see what Noob had to say. Tony Khan says that he's not going to let Punk out of AEW. I knew that upset everyone, but it's going to be a disaster, going to be a big mess.
I think he's on point there. I mean,
I think a lot of wrestling fans they read a few things and then it's just, this is the truth. Like, come on, it's Meltzer, and like, we weren't there.
Nope. If there's one thing we've obviously learned though with Dave Meltzer, you take everything he says with a pinch of salt. To be honest,
a pinch of salt, a pinch,
only a pinch, nothing else. So
how much? Yeah. This is just like, if you're gonna put this in your thing, it's just like 5 or 6 grains of salt in there.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Yeah,
just a little touch of salt on your food.
Oh dear. Right, so we've got 2 more obviously stars left for the effing Galaxy. Now, obviously, wrestlers of our like records and stuff, some good, some bad. Now, you spoke about AJ Styles. Now he's got a record which might surprise you a little bit. What's this record?
Okay, so he hasn't won a pay-per-view match 3 years. I didn't know this until I read this online. Did you know this?
I did not, but just think that through. You've got one of your top talents there. Or what is it? 12, 24, there's 36 pay-per-views and he's not won a single one.
Yeah, like, obviously he's winning matches on TV. He had the tag belts with, what the hell's that guy? Osmos? I don't know.
Omos?
Osmos.
Osmos.
Sounds like a superhero. I am Osmos, king of the galaxy.
Oh dear, but I can't get my head around that. The fact that he's not won a pay-per-view when he's actually one of the best workers in WWE, sorry.
Oh, look, it is our GM.
Benji, what's happening?
Benji the Magnificent. I just made that up. I think everyone will work out with Punk and AEW. Yeah, like, I think there needs to be some sort of thing of that, because I don't think they want to lose that. But getting back to AJ, I think they're booking him wrong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've been saying that for a while. I mean, yeah, obviously.
What do you think on that?
I think he's been booked wrong for absolutely ages. I mean, he obviously was the world champion, but everything he's done, I mean, the thing with Omos, I wasn't a big fan of. I do like the fact that he's back with obviously Carl Anderson and I can't remember the other name. It's completely thing that so the club's back together. But yeah, you're talking about one of your top guys here, and literally been booked completely awful in my opinion.
Do you know what I really loved? I loved the tag team of Jericho and Styles.
Yeah, a lot of people did, but it's apparently one of the most short-lived tag teams ever.
But it was set up perfectly. Like, Jericho fooled him, and then there was their match at WrestleMania. He lost that, but he established himself there, and then after that he was like skyrocketed.
Yep, absolutely. But how would you book him though now? What's left for AJ? Where does he go from here, really?
Well, I think you need to start protecting him, because if he's losing those matches, his star is diminishing, right?
Yeah. Would you class him as a main eventer though now? I personally wouldn't.
Well, yeah, he's an absolute main eventer. Okay, obviously he needs to be putting over some of those younger guys, right?
Yep, absolutely.
But to put those guys over, your star needs to be intact. So you got to win some in order to lose some. So if you're just losing them, your star, it doesn't mean as much, right?
No, actually. So I get what you're saying there. So have like a win, then like a DQ match or somebody interfere. It's constantly like a mixing it up cycle, which I don't think.
They do that. They protect Jericho's star really well in AEW.
Yeah.
So I feel like they need to do that with AJ Styles in WWE.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll see what 2023 brings for AJ, but I hope it's a lot more than what it's basically got at the moment. So, yeah, that's all I've got for that one. You got anything you want to add on that one?
Nope.
So we've obviously got one story left now. Full Gears this weekend, so we've got a busy, stacked thing on the network. Do you want to enlighten people what's going on?
I don't know where my mask is, so I'll just have to tell you it's Canada Dry.
Okay.
So what we got tomorrow night? Tomorrow night is Full Gear. So on the FN Wrestling Network here, it's weird calling it a network because we just started with one show and now it feels so weird. So we got the pre-show, which is the Magic of Wrestling, and we're gonna do a prediction show where we're gonna tell you who we think are going to every single match. And you could probably win some money if you listen to us, because we are legit geniuses. We got the expert on here. We got the beautiful Dollywood coming on. And we even got a magician.
Yeah. We've got absolutely everything. We've got it all covered.
And then we have the post show covered as well. We have Full Gear After Dark. And we're going to break down every single match, let you know exactly how we feel about every single thing that happened. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And then on Saturday, if everything goes like I've been praying, Buff Bagwell will return to the FN Wrestling Network.
Finally.
This will be his first podcast since his relapse. He's in recovery, drugs and alcohol. So we're going to find out all that kind of stuff. And it'll be really cool to find out about what Jake the Snake and DDP did for him. And it's going to be enlightening. Trust me.
Absolutely. And what time is that on Sunday?
That is 10:30 Pacific and 1:30 Eastern.
There you go. Don't forget to tune in. So, I'm absolutely super excited for obviously the pre-show tomorrow. The post-show, I'll probably be in bed, but I never know.
Are you watching Full Gear tomorrow night?
I will try to. If not, it will definitely be the next day, because obviously I'm off next week anyway, so I can catch up.
Do you have a hard time staying up for those?
Yes, it's like.
Have you done it before?
I've done it when I was younger, but now I'm like at 29. It's like, nah, I just can't do it. As soon as like 2 o'clock is, I'm gone.
Boy, 29 years old, you can't hack it anymore.
I've got things to do.
My bones, I can't take it no more.
Oh dear, but it's going to be an awesome weekend. Don't forget to tune into absolutely every show. If you've got a question, bob into each show and we'll obviously answer them.
So
that wraps up the effing Galaxy news. So which one do you want to do first? Do you want to do the Vault, or do you want to do the Bull or Truth?
We'll do Bull or Truth.
Right, so this is the thing. I'm sure we've got a nice little image here to show off.
So this is the part of the show where we hear a story from our expert, our effing expert, Jeremy Isaacs. And we'll have to decide. And if you're watching, we'll get your opinion as well. If this is true or this is utter bullplop.
Bull. So let's do this.
So he's says he can't be here today. So just turn up your speakers a little bit so you can hear him.
And welcome to the Bull or Truth segment of the program. I'm Mr. Isaacs. Bits of famous lost flying saucer turn up in British Science Museum. Pieces of a 50-year-old English flying saucer have turned up in the London Science Museum archive. As the BBC reported February 9th, David Clark, a journalism lecturer at Sheffield Hallam University, examined the metal shards and determined that they came from a famous 18-inch, 45-centimeter metal saucer. The object captivated the UK press in 1957 after it turned up in Salhoe Moor near Scarborough, Yorkshire, England. Then, after being chopped up into bits for examination, it gradually disappeared in the intervening decades. 3 men originally discovered the object in the moor, the Yorkshire Post reported February 8th, just 3 weeks after Russia launched Sputnik, the first satellite of the Earth created by humans. As the Post reported, its copper bottom was covered in hieroglyphics, very much like the saucer discovered in Roswell, New Mexico a decade earlier. The Silpho Moor saucer also contained a small book, the Post reported, covered in more hieroglyphics, which a Scarborough Cafe owner claimed to decipher as a warning from an alien named Yulo about atomic war, with the quote, "You will improve or disappear." All right, gentlemen, is this story true or is it fake?
Can I just say that his voiceover work is absolutely impressive?
I'm turned on right now, and I don't even know what to do with it. It's got that silky, smooth way of talking.
Oh dear, it's kind of funny when he's like talking about obviously Sheffield, obviously, which is obviously actually 40 minutes away from where I live. So
let's see what the comment has to say. Oh, before, can you see the comments right now?
I can.
Okay, we'll let Benji go first. He goes, it sounds like bullshit.
I was actually agreeing. I think the story was true up until the point where he named the thing saying Yulo. So I think that's bull. I'm going to agree with Benji on this one.
I'm also going to lean on Benji. I'm going to say this is utter bull plop. So let's get the answer. We're going to find out if we're right or he fooled us.
Are we ready for the answer? This story is fake. The object was real, but it was determined when metallurgists and other experts studied the object that it had no special properties and had never been to outer space. This one, my friends, is bull. Have a great evening, everybody.
Yes.
So we got him. We
got him there.
You know, I feel like that's one of those stories that was kind of presented as real, and then we found out that it was fake along the year. So I like that story.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way he tells the story was absolutely incredible. Hopefully we can get another one for next week.
Oh yeah, he's signed up, so we got him.
Right, so
we got the vault, right?
That's right. We've got the segment which obviously we find the absolutely bizarre and sometimes creepy. So let's open the vault.
Looks like it's time to open up the vault.
Do you know the combination?
So, what's in the vault this week?
So I was looking around and I found a broken pair of sunglasses in there. Are those yours?
No, not mine.
I don't know, but they're fake Oakleys. So from the 90s. Then I came across this. So get ready for this video I'm about to show you. I'm gonna have to show it twice if I have to.
Persona que es trabajador electoral tiene un punto de vista político. Por eso es muy importante durante el entrenamiento y cuando firman el juramento que ellos están confirmando que no van a hacer.
¿Y eso qué? Sí, tengo que hablar al canal ahora sí.
That intro sounds familiar. If I'm not mistaken, is that from Unsolved Mysteries?
It is, and I'm worried that we're gonna get copyrighted on it. As I put it up, I'm like, shit, I forgot to mute the sound, but oh well.
So this is kind of similar to.
Did you see what we were looking for there?
I did. It's kind of similar to. Do you remember the one where we watched a lot of videos and we had that one when he was walking past the house?
Yeah, but that was a spirit. This is a regular guy.
He's very, very weird. Do you want to just roll that again a second?
Yes. So it seems. Pay attention to the tent pole because it seems like the he's transporting through some sort of portal that is right on that tent pole.
Persona que es trabajador electoral tiene un punto de vista político. Por eso es muy importante durante el entrenamiento y cuando firman el juramento que ellos están confirmando que no van a hacer.
¿Y eso qué? Sí, tengo que hablar al canal ahora sí.
I find it kind of strange that the camera actually zooms in. Do you know, like when there's like an interview from a camera?
Yes, but if he's pre-recorded this to show his family, he's gonna zoom in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I kind of think this is edited a little bit. I think playing around.
If it is, it's a really good job. I would have liked to hear Jeff B's opinion because he's in the film industry. So
yeah,
Jeff B was supposed to be on the show today, but he couldn't make it because of work. But could it be we had a teleportation caught in a news interview?
Yeah, I mean, when he's on the show, we've got to get him obviously his opinion on that because, like I said, he's obviously in the film industry. He could probably shed some light on that.
There was a light shining, but that was actually from the camera, I believe, onto the. But you also see him appear after.
Yeah,
like you see him behind the car as well.
Definitely scratches your head with that one. So, is there anything else in the vault?
We don't have anything in the vault today. Just an old pair of dirty socks. You can keep those. This is not a washing machine, Liam.
Is it not? Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry.
Don't put your laundry in there. We're not going to wash it for you. If you had some like news stories or you put it in there, but no laundry.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm sorry. Once we're done here, I'll promise I'll go and get them.
All right, so let's get into something we call story time. It's story time with Canada Drive, baby.
Right, so let's get into our main event now.
I need you to say that because it's been deleted from the video somehow. Can you feel the magic?
Can you feel the magic?
Oh, no, isn't it? Are you ready for the magic? What was it?
Are you ready for the magic? I believe
yeah,
one or the other.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, that's fine. So anyway, obviously, we've covered a lot of things obviously on the show. We've covered aliens, we've covered mystery deaths, we've covered witches, we've covered a lot of things. But one thing we've never actually covered is spiders.
Yeah, we talked at the beginning of the show. What do you like? What do you fear more, spiders or snakes?
I'm going to say snakes, but by the time I finished here, I think I might change my answer.
Well, like if you got a giant spider or a giant snake, I think snakes are gonna be like trumped by the giant spider, right?
Yeah, if they're both in front of you, you're screwed regardless.
Okay, so this happens in the Congo, the giant spiders of the Congo, and it has two names. One is really like made for a horror film, like ready for a movie. The Lurking Horror. That's what they're.
Right.
That's one of the names they have.
Right. Okay.
The other one is the Jubu Jofi.
Jabbar Fofi, I thought it was. Or something like that.
Say that again.
Jabbar Fofi, I believe it's something like that.
Sounds like a Star Wars character.
It probably is.
Say that again. What are they called?
Jabbar Fofi.
Jabbar Fofis. So that's we'll get into why they're called that a little bit later. So Randy Johnson was a missionary in the Congo. And his group was being attacked by mercenaries. And they'd been attacked, and a number of them had been killed. And so they retreated to the jungle of the Congo to get away from the mercenaries. And they had guns and everything to protect themselves. But they're kind of nursing their wounds in the jungle. And there was they'd become lost while they're in there. And there was a commotion. They kind of found a clearing, by the way. They're in the, when you're camping and there's a clearing, you're in the part where there's no trees. So they're kind of in the clearing, and they hear a commotion at the entrance of the woods. And what's his name? Randy Johnson runs over there, and he sees one of his missionaries backing out of the jungle, looking down with his guns pointing everywhere, really nervous. And he says, "There's something out there, and it got one of our men." And all of a sudden, you hear these screams coming from the forest, the jungle, and they're kind of freaking out. Everyone's kind of running around, and you see these creatures come out of the forest and grab two men that are panicking and drag them back into the shadows. One of the things that happens then is that out of nowhere, one of these creatures is coming at incredible speeds at Randy. He pulls out his gun and kills it on the spot. Now, November 2000, we get a cryptologist named William Gibbons, and he'd been traveling to the Congo to find out about a dinosaur cryptid that he believed was still alive, which is interesting, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because not only do they have giant snakes, they also apparently have a dinosaur there.
So they've got pretty much dinosaurs, snakes, spiders. Wonderful.
Wonderful, right? So he approaches the villagers to find out if they know anything about this. The name is the Mikhail Mamambe, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And they don't know anything about it. But they start talking to him about these giant spiders. And he learns that they call it. Can you say that name again?
Jabbar Fofi.
The Jabbar Fofi. Definitely Star Wars villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these creatures are brown in color, dark brown, with a purple marking right on their abdomen. And their leg span ends up being 5 feet, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Let's have a
6
picture
foot,
of it
so
here. Yeah. Well, up to 5 feet. Some of them are a little bit smaller. But here's a picture of what they could look like. Is that not terrifying?
That's just scary to look at.
So one of the things about the creatures is it behaves like a trapdoor spider. Have you heard of the trapdoor spider?
I have not. So do you want to tell
Okay,
me a bit
so
about
it's
this?
a normal smaller. It's a smaller spider, but what they do is they use their webs to trigger an alarm.
Yeah.
So if someone walks across it, they will come down and catch their prey
Yeah.
because they know that someone is breaking their alarm, and they'll usually chase it into the web.
That's just creepy to
So
think
about a small spider doing this, and you're like, "Oh, that's kind of cute," catching a little bug or whatever, right?
Yeah,
But then you get this gigantic spider doing the same thing.
Oh dear, this is.
So when they're not killing people, they're preying on antelope, birds, and other small game. So needless to say, they are extremely dangerous and venomous.
Yes, they are.
So with that, I'm going to make the tag.
Thank you very much. I have the tag. So I'm going to head to the late 1980s. Now, this is where the report of apparently a horrifying encounter from Uganda, which is obviously with the Jabbar Fofi and humans. Now, British authorities received word that a citizen had passed away in a small village near the shores of Lake Nyasa. I hope I've said that right. Are you all right there?
I had to mute the mic because I was blowing my nose.
That is fine. That is fine. Now, a detachment of soldiers went on to investigate this report. Now, obviously, when they arrived, the creepy thing was there was a grave, but apparently the grave was so simple, it wasn't like planned or anything. It was just like a simple hole, so to speak. Now, this was located on the settlement along with personal possessions which belonged to a man named Arthur John Sims. Now, this name obviously really very important later on. Now, villagers said that Sims was like a missionary, so he used to like go on like long adventures, through towns and stuff like that. You all right there? Are you making sure you're all right?
I'm fine.
Just making sure you're all right. That's all. Yeah.
I'm dying over here.
Now, several days after Sims and two porters were traveling with him, the other two continued on their actual journey and left him behind, which I just thought, well, what a jackasses these are. Literally just left him behind. Making sure. Bastards. Now, he obviously spoke about a story where he went into obviously the deep forest. Now, the trio stated that they got stuck in a web-like structure. Now, you obviously mentioned before then, like a spider's web or something along those lines.
Yeah, the spiders would trap them in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, obviously, they were all trapped in this like web-like structure, so to speak. Now, the only thing they could do was basically try and cut the cells out, but the things were so thick that it was kind of hard to do. Now they were, as they were cutting themselves free, they were attacked by 2 giant spiders, which were apparently lying in wait. So I think they were like,
can you imagine this? Let's just talk about this for a second.
it's like a movie.
So
isn't
let's picture me and you.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the jungle of the Congo, and we're kind of just doing a hike or whatever, just relaxing, checking things out. And we're walking through, and we accidentally get stuck in this spider web. And we're like freaking out, trying to, we got to get out of here. And all of a sudden, these gigantic spiders with 5-foot legs comes. What happens next? What happens next?
So, to give you a little context of how big these spiders were, now the female was 4 feet wide, just right, and apparently these were noted as a mating pair, so male and female. But apparently the male is only half the size, so I presume the mother was obviously carrying. I mean, you never know these days.
I was going to say that they have eggs the size of peanuts, so it's probably about that big of their eggs.
But imagine how many they've got, though.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, as these were trying to get out, the spiders, obviously, with their sharp fangs, released toxins into their actual body, which obviously the men obviously began to lose senses. Now, luckily for Arthur, he was able to break free. However, the 2 guys were at a point where he described as beyond saving. I don't know if you know what I mean by that.
Well, yeah, they were bitten by the spiders.
Yep,
and
obviously
with the venom.
Yep. Now, obviously, as he got back to the place where he was, everyone obviously tried to they said reverse the effects, but sadly, he would pass away a day later, which is. It's kind of weird. It's kind of scary. Do you know what I mean? You've just been bit by a spider and you've lost 2 of your friends and you pass away the day later. It's kind of, I don't really know what to say to that, to be honest.
Oh, wait, did somebody get them out of the spider web? How did they escape?
They were able to cut themselves. Arthur was able to cut himself free, but the guys were too far into the actual spider's web that they were long gone, basically.
But didn't someone help them out, and that's how he was able to get out?
I don't believe so, unless I'm missing some context on the story.
I believe that somebody actually helped them get out of there. I think they came across their bodies or whatever. But anyways, doesn't matter.
No, that's fine. So obviously now, because of all these reports, obviously spiders and stuff like that, the authorities now made it aware to not venture too far into the woods because there was obviously something in the woods. I mean, I can't imagine just going deep into a woods and you just see a big massive spider. What do you do?
Exactly.
You'd be pretty scared. So now we're going to head to World War II, which is obviously a big war in the world. Now, an Australian soldier in Papua New Guinea encountered the same creature. So they're not just obviously in Congo. They're pretty much.
Well, they can't be the exact same species, though. They got to be similar, but they can't be the same species.
Yep, absolutely. So now, the guy was obviously not named. He went to obviously in what's been described as relieve himself. I mean, you can probably guess what we mean by that.
He was whizzing.
he was taking a piss.
No, not like the British way. Are you taking the piss?
Oh dear. Now, as he was obviously went to relieve himself, he became face to face with a giant spider's web. Now, this was described as 10 feet wide, which is literally double of me, and I'm quite tall, so that's absolutely massive. Now, it was described as green hue, like the color. I mean, I'm not quite sure what it means by green hue. I know what green is, obviously. Any ideas on that one?
Why would it be a green hue? I have no clue. Was the spider, in fact, a member of the Green Lantern Corps?
Could be.
You know,
Now,
they got some strange creatures in that core.
now, obviously, at bottom of the spider web, there was what was described as a hairy spider, which was equivalent to the same size as a German Shepherd. So it wasn't quite big, but it wasn't quite.
That's big. That's a big spider. If I'm seeing a German Shepherd spider, I'm running.
Oh dear. So in the grit of panic, he's got his machete out and literally just absolutely hacked everything away. He's absolutely darted back to the actual thing, and then unfortunately, there's no more information on that one. What happened after the story?
Benji says supposedly the Jababa Fofi was caught on camera, and there's a YouTube video. I couldn't find it. I was shot in 2000, but I couldn't find the video.
Really? Okay, I might have to do a little research on this one. So that's the second story. Now, 25 years later, a similar story emerged from the Battle of Vietnam. Now, US servicemen reported being attacked. I'll just make sure I get the information right here now. So now, as obviously they were going through the woods. Now they begin to hear rustling sounds from the brush, like the woods, and the brush, the woods and stuff like that.
The woods.
That's what I'm going to say. Now, as they obviously began to hear rustling and stuff, they went into what they call stealth mode because they thought they might have been ambushed. Now, they were obviously expecting some sort of people and stuff like that, but several spiders decided to come out of the woods, the bushes and stuff like that.
Now, can you picture this? You're in Vietnam. You're in stealth mode. You got your rifle ready. You're expecting to get some soldiers popping out and getting ready.
Yeah.
But instead, you get a bunch of fucking creepy spiders.
Oh, dear. Now, apparently these spiders were 2 to 3 feet in width and had what were just described as bewildering speed. Now, you mentioned obviously in your part there, they're obviously bewildering speed. So the only thing that obviously the guys obviously could do was open fire. I mean, that's literally what they all could do. Now, the good thing about this obviously, it deterred this obviously spiders, and they obviously went back into the bushes. And that's pretty much it on that story. I mean, there's little stories, but there's not much information. Do you know what happens after? Now, of course, we're going to talk about now. Scientists believe these are obviously they're very, very skeptical with this. Now, you mentioned obviously, I'm sure you mentioned fossils in your part.
I did.
And stuff like you did not? Okay, so apparently there was obviously fossils, right? And obviously they were believed to be part of obviously big spiders. However, these were turned out to be a hoax, so it made scientists very, very skeptical. Now, I have the notice here now how big the biggest spider is. The largest huntsman and Goliath tarantula is 30 centimeters in width.
Okay, it's
not
big, is it? Big.
Yeah, still. I'm just making sure what else I got here. So now, obviously, we're going to go into more detail, obviously, with these scientists and stuff. Now, the spiders possess a delicate set of organs to small air pockets. So a lot of people think that these spiders can't be that big because of the air pockets, the other lungs inside and stuff. So the speed thing doesn't kind of make sense for people, if that makes sense a little bit.
Yeah, it's but if you look at a small spider, they're fast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can see one of those wolf spiders dart across your kitchen floor in seconds.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You put yourself down to their size, and all of a sudden they're like cheetahs.
Gone. But apparently also when it comes to a tarantula, their exoskeleton is apparently so heavy it becomes really, really impossible to move around. Now, we've obviously mentioned bewildering speed there, which obviously is what people are saying, but it doesn't comprehend apparently, do you know, this little scientific thing there?
Well, the other thing is, could it be? We discussed this about Bigfoot before, that it is from another dimension. Could these creatures be from another dimension?
Could be. I mean, now I've only got one more thing left on this. Now, did you know that giant spiders are popular in Japanese history?
I did not know that.
So apparently, such.
Hey, look, I'm doing the U. Look. I was totally by accident.
Now, apparently, a spider goes by the name of a Gumu. Now, I hope I said that right. The spelling is really, really awkward. If you look at the drawings and stuff like that, apparently the characteristics are very, very similar to obviously the spiders we've talked about today.
Did I give you my cold somehow over?
You probably have. But you know what? The show's going
to carry on. It's a paranormal cold. That's verbal over stream.
Yeah. So apparently, a lot of people believe that these are the Japanese spider things, which is apparently a very similar characteristic to what we spoke about today. So, what have you got any theories on this?
Other than the paranormal thing, where we think that they may be from another dimension, they're not really seen as much anymore because I guess because of the lack of jungles and the rainforests being destroyed, they're becoming more rare.
Yeah. So the thing, like I said, if they're really, really rare, do you think there's any out there? I mean, I think there's a couple out there, but
in 2000 there's a video according to Benji posted on YouTube. So, but you can fake these easy now.
Yeah, I think with the technology we've got out there, it's so easy to manipulate videos and stuff like that.
Is this a cold, or you got the dry throat from talking so much?
Probably a dry throat from talking so much, but you know what?
I hate that. So I'm dealing with a bit of both there.
That's fine. We'll carry on.
All right, so I think let's just get into what do we call it? We call it knowledge is power on the show. So part of the show where we tell you how this helps you in any way. How does this make your life better? And we're all about making your life better on the show. It's like this is like the part of the cereal where you reach in and get a prize, right?
There you go. And this is the prize, is what we call knowledge is power.
All right. I will go first because I have one. I have one ready in my back pocket already.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I am ready for this. Let's go.
Now, children, I know you go to Sunday school. I know you learn about Jesus. I know you pray and read your Bibles. But if you're considering being a missionary for the Lord, consider staying away from the Congo. Go to some other place where they don't have strange creatures.
There you go. So mine kind of falls on from yours there. Kids, do you know when you're that age where you think, you know what, I want to go camping. I want to go camping with my friends, my family, my best friends, my girlfriend, stuff like that. Now, I would recommend go camping, but if somebody mentions a place, I want to go some place called Congo, decline. Simply decline, because you could be there, laid there, going to sleep, and then next thing you know, you wake up and there's an 8-legged spider looking at you, bigger than you.
There you go. That is your knowledge is power. Knowledge really is power, isn't it? Isn't it?
Exactly. We like to. Wait, you didn't do it. Oh yeah,
I
there
did
you
do
go.
it.
It was lagging. Sorry.
I'm a laggy fellow. Who goes camping in the Congo? You're like, I'm just having my cup of tea in the morning, my Earl Grey tea. Hey, I'm getting a knock on the door. Hey, mate, you want to go camping in the Congo? I can see a picture of tripping. I want to go camping in the Congo.
No, because you're gonna wake up, you might see an 8-legged spider looking at you.
That could be a wrestling as a paranormal shirt. It's got the big spider on there. You want to go camping in the Congo?
That is brilliant. It's been a fun show. I mean, we talked about giant spiders. Now that's off our checklist. So,
well, we're gonna see what else we got. Tell them where everyone can find our goodness that we have to offer. Our
of
good
course,
cup of effing wrestling, as you will.
of course, you can head to fmwrestling.com. No, right at the bottom. There we go. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on YouTube, of course. There's also the details there for AFW. We are currently in season 3. We have our big pay-per-view Full Gear, which is obviously tomorrow. Yeah, don't forget, we've also got a Pro Wrestling Tee store. You can buy a Wrestling with a Paranormal shirt. You can't get the hoodie one yet. I mean, I'd love to, like.
Yeah, we're gonna stop pushing those hoodies. They won't give them to us.
Yep, you can
make
buy
our
a
own. See, I got my
Yeah.
shirt underneath here to make my own hoodie.
There you go. You can also get a Wrestling with a Paranormal one. You can get a Magical Wrestling one. You can get All Effing Wrestling Show, the AFW Adrian Adonis one, which is obviously Canada Dry showed earlier.
Yes, you got it. But for that, you got to go to /Adrian Adonis. And he has his finger shirt paying tribute to us. How nice.
There you go. So that's all for us. Don't forget, you can tune into the Magic of Wrestling tomorrow for our pre-show. You can watch Full Gear for AEW. Then you go to the post-show with this guy right here. And yeah,
I guess that's it. And remember, keep on wrestling with the paranormal.
And don't forget to have your cats, dogs, and rabbits neutered. Help control the pet population.
Doesn't that rainy outro make you want to have just a nice cup of cocoa, some marshmallows in there, and just like cuddle up?
There you go. I don't know, these interns kind of letting me down.
Damn interns.
Stupid interns.
And just remember to keep on fighting.